Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Levitt Stadium for the game opener, or the first game of the four-game series between Central Christian and the York College Panthers. First pitch, Brad Lindsley throws to Kramer. Is grounded right back to Lindsley on the mound. He feels that one, throws it over to Suter, who's playing first for the easy ground out. Panthers currently 35-15 on the season, 15-5 in conference play. An important four-game series this weekend here at home for the Panthers is they need to sweep the Tigers of Central Christian, and they will share the conference championship. Hard hit grounder over to Michael Johnson at third base. He throws over to Suter at first. So 2 up, 2 down here so far for the Panthers. That was Caleb Gorman, the shortstop for the Tigers. Christian Herbig, the second baseman, now coming up to the plate for the Tigers. Pretty cloudy day here at York College. The rain has held off. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to play today as forecast earlier in the week, and trying to attempt a bunt single there. Good fielding chance by Lindsley. Throws a little high over to Suter, but Suter stretches up and grabs that one. So 3 up, 3 down for Lindsley and the Panthers. Will put them into the bottom of the inning. And it will be a Anthony Enriquez, Ivan Perez due up for the Panthers. But earlier in the week, it was looking like we might have to shift things around again this weekend as rain was predicted, and it's gone up to 80, down to 20, up and down all week. And even throughout the day today, it's gone from 60 to 30 to 40 to I don't even know what they're saying now, but it does look like there's a potential of rain, but as long as it's not heavy, they're going to get these games in. Beautiful weather, though. It's about 62, 63 degrees, light breeze. Nothing like what we've been experiencing the last few home games. A steady northwest wind all last week. The pitcher on the mound for the Tigers is Alan Barker. Barker's pitched 44 innings on the year, struck out 17, has a 7.98 ERA. We'll see. The Panthers sometimes have struggled offensively, so pitching duel could come into play sometime this weekend if the Panther bats don't come alive. So we will see how that works out here as Rudy Perez makes his way over to the batter's box. Rudy Perez, his last Rudy Perez's last at-bat was a 2-run walk-off home run over the left field fence right in front of DJ Drews and myself. So he'll be okay if he has back-to-back home runs, but facing a 1-1 count right now. Yet to make contact with one of these pitches, a swing and a miss, and then a high and outside pitch for ball. Fastball down the middle. He gets well underneath this one, and it's going to be fouled down the left field line a little shallow. Stays in play, but none of the Tigers able to get there in time. The 1-2 pitch, Perez sometimes has trouble holding off because he's just so aggressive at the plate trying to swing and hit something. So we'll see what he does here on the 1-2 pitch if they throw something at him that he's capable of hitting, and he fouls that one off. So the 1-2 count still. Fastball misses for ball 3. So full count now to Rudy. Does a good job after falling behind 1 and 2. Brings that count full as he's battled off a couple pitches. Change up there. He's going to pop this one foul into the bleachers. And that's going to be strike 3. So a good job by Barker to battle back after falling behind on a full count, getting him to swing away at one, fouled one off, and then miss on the next one. So that's going to bring up Anthony Enriquez, the shortstop for the Panthers. First pitch right down the middle, but the catcher has trouble holding on to that one, but that's going to be strike 1. Enriquez batting .323 on the season with 3 home runs. Way out in front of that pitch. Finds himself quickly behind in the count 0-2. Fastball outside, ball 1. Out in front of that one, but he hits just enough of the ball to stay alive as that one's fouled over by the Panther dugout. That's high and inside, brushes Enriquez back, evens the count at 2-2. He unloads on this one. It's going to be deep into right field, but the right fielder, Robinson, underneath that. So 2 up, 2 down here for the Panthers offensively. The Tigers doing well defensively. Barker strong on the mound so far. Getting the first 2 Panthers out. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Ivan Perez. That pitch had a little bit of movement on it, and it drops low and outside for ball 1. Perez at .317 on the season, batting in that 3rd spot all year. That pitch outside as well. So Ivan Perez, the first batter to get ahead in the count so far on the afternoon, 2-0. That pitch looked like it was well outside and low, but it's going to be a called strike. That pitch is outside for ball 3. Hard hit ball. This is going to be up the middle, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game. Ivan Perez on a 3-1 pitch. Grounds one right up the middle for a 2-out single. That will bring up the catcher, Garrett Anktil. Anktil currently the MCAC Player of the Week. I was thinking that was last week, but it's just been a long week, and we've already had 3 games during the week. So he actually hit a 2-run bomb in that game against Grace on Tuesday to tie the ball game in the 9th inning. After we had a 1-run lead going into the top of the 9th, Panthers defensively, just mistake after mistake, allowed 3 runs. Going into the bottom half of the 9th inning, Panthers had their backs against the wall, but Anktil took care of business, hitting a 2-run shot over the left field fence, and then allowed Rudy to win it for the Panthers in the 10th inning. Hit and run on, and this is going to be hit into right field. The right fielder, Robinson, underneath that one again. So 2 putouts to Robinson in this inning. And the Panthers get a hit on the board, but come up empty, 0-0. Top of the 2nd inning, it will be Echenike, Eshelman, and Stoops due up for the Tigers. First pitch from Lindsley to Echenike, and he hits a leadoff single into left field. Sean Goodall grabs that one, but the Tigers now have a base runner with no outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. Echenike leading the Tigers in batting average, .289 on the season. And that's going to bring up Eshelman. Eshelman is batting .270. Do a bunt attempt over. They're going straight to first as Johnson fields that one. But that does do exactly what the Tigers were wanting to do. With 1 out, they put a runner in scoring position on that sac bunt. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Lee Stoops. Lee Stoops leads the team in home runs. He's hit 10 bombs on the season. So with a runner on, he is a dangerous guy to have up to the plate. Does have 26 RBIs as well. Ten doubles, 10 home runs. High fastball swing and fouls that one off. Evens the count at 1-1. Lindsley trying to give him chase after that one. It's high. This puts the count at 2-1. And this one's going to be hit high in the air into shallow center field. Rudy Perez underneath that one. So they're not able to advance Echenique any further. With 2 outs here, brings up the right fielder, Robinson, left fielder. Just realized I've been saying Robinson's been the one getting those putouts in right field, but he's actually in left field, so Kramer should get the acknowledgement there, so I apologize to any Kramer fans out there. Three quick strikes, last one swinging for out number 3. So the Tigers get a base runner, but it does them no good as he's stranded at second base. And Lindsley gets out of the inning. Due up for the Panthers in the bottom half is Bueno, Johnson, and Pella. Jose Bueno now coming up to the batter's box. Batting .309 on the season. .38 RBIs, 4 home runs. Gets ahead in the count quickly, 2-0. Swings at a high fastball. Grounds it over to the second baseman, Herbig, and Herbig throws it over to Eshelman covering first. So the leadoff batter again gets out here. That's going to bring up Michael Johnson, the third baseman. First pitch that Johnson sees, he's going to pop up into shallow left field. Left fielder underneath that one. Drops it. That had the shortstop, the third baseman, and the left fielder all over there. Johnson is aware of that as he rounds second, runs over to third as no one's covering. So an E7 turns into 3 free bases for Michael Johnson. And that's going to bring up Jordan Pella for the Panthers. Goodall's mom is on the broadcast listening. Hopefully she can hear now. She was asking if there's any sound. I have sound on my end, so I'm hoping you have sound. You might want to, if you don't yet, well, you won't know to check your speakers like you can't hear me. So hopefully you've got it figured out and you can hear things just fine. The big swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch. Evens the count at 1-1. That pitch high puts it at 2-1. Two-two pitch to Jordan Pella. He scores Michael Johnson from third as he hits it into right field. A little delayed there, sorry. And Jordan Suter now batting with Pella at first. So the Panthers get the first run of the ball game here due to an error once again on that left fielder. But the Panthers will take any runs they can get here. The 1-1 pitch to Suter hangs up there, 2-1. Okay, Martha Perez Goodall can hear me, so glad just in time as your son is on deck. And a called strike there, evens the count at 2-2 on Suter with 1 out. Rudy's grandmother also checking in here. She can hear just fine as well. Because I know Rudy's dad and little brother were here the other day. I don't see them yet. They might still be on their way. Hard hit ball down the right field line is just foul. That'll send Pella back to first and Suter back to the batter's box. One good thing for the Panthers for sure here, especially with that error, is they've been very patient at the plate so far and getting a higher pitch count to Barker, not allowing him maybe to last very long in this ball game. A swing and miss on a high fastball is going to sit Suter down for the second out. That's going to bring up Sean Goodall. Pella over at first. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Here's the 1 pitch from Barker. Fastball down the middle. Goodall swings, just gets enough of that one, but it's going to be strike 2. Swing and a miss for Goodall, and he's going to go down on strikes. So 2 strikeouts for Barker in the bottom of the batting order for the Panthers. But due to that error, the Panthers on the board 1-0, leading after 2 full innings. Due up for the Tigers are their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Leading things off for the Tigers, Bauman, the DH. He's got 3 RBIs on the season, 207 batting average. Lindsley, 206 ERA. 1-1 now the count as that pitch just missed outside. Pitch misses as well, so moves the count to 2-1. Two-one pitch, fastball down the middle. This can be hit deep to right field. Pella underneath that one for out number 1. I am kind of shocked. I don't see Jordan Pella's dad in the stands here. I saw him earlier today. He's not in his usual spot. Now batting for the Tigers is Barnhart. Barnhart's the center fielder, swing and a miss for strike 1. Fastball times it, but just underneath it, and it fouls into the Anktel's protective gear for strike 2. Fastball just misses outside. That's going to be called third strike as a fastball right down the outside half of the plate. Going to put Barnhart down. Barnhart just batting 143 on the season. That's the second strikeout of the afternoon for Lindsley, and that's going to be back to the top of the batting order for the Tigers. Clayton Kramer. He grounded out to Lindsley's first at bat. Hard hit ball over to Suter, throws it over to Lindsley covering first, and that's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the Panthers. So good job by the Panthers defensively. Hard hit ball there to a few feet off the bag at first. Suter does a great job picking that one up, and Lindsley hustles quickly over to first to cover. Due up here in the top of the bottom of the third inning, we'll be back to the top of the batting order for the Panthers with Rudy Perez, Anthony Enriquez, and Ivan Perez. It's like Mrs. Ekman is listening from Hobbs, New Mexico. Not sure, but her name on here showing up is Rusty Taylor. But she's telling me it's Laree, so we'll see. Of course, she recognized my voice. So thanks for watching all the way down there. Hoping you guys will make it back up here in time for Senior Day tomorrow afternoon. It's quite the drive, I'm sure, Laree. But thanks for listening from all the way down there, and all those others listening from wherever you guys are at. Panthers still hold that 1-0 lead. Have 2 hits on the afternoon. And we're back to the top of the batting order. The Panthers do have 3 strikeouts on the day. Rudy Perez, a strikeout to him. We'll see, though, this time facing Barker the second time of the afternoon. See if he's got a little bit better glimpse of what Barker's going to be throwing here and if he can reach base safely. First pitch he sees, he's going to line and scoop. The left fielder's going to scoop that one, try and show that he caught it. He did not. So the first pitch that Rudy Perez sees, and he's going to hit a hard line drive just in front of the left fielder for a leadoff single. And that's going to bring up Anthony Enriquez. Enriquez lined out to right field in the first inning. Rudy's going to take off on that pitch, and the catcher cannot catch it either as that's outside. So he drops that one, but a stolen base credited to Rudy Perez. Puts a runner in scoring position with no outs. And Anthony Enriquez, who has 26 RBIs on the season, a single away from scoring Rudy Perez. Out in front of that pitch, evens the count at 1-1. So far, that changeup by Barker has fooled a few of these Panther hitters. And a bunt down the third base line. A great bunt. A great bunt by Anthony Enriquez right down the third base line, and that's going to be a hit. So I did say any infield single, or I said any single is going to score Perez, and I was wrong. An infield single will not. But that will put runners on the corners at first and third with no outs. Be a quick meeting on the mound for the Tigers. The shortstop, catcher, and the pitcher all talking over things here, trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do here. Wouldn't be too shocked to see Enriquez take off for second and then Perez read that. Oh, I was wrong. That was actually a Tigers coach that came out to the mound. I didn't see the shortstop behind the window pane. So a brief meeting on the mound by the Tiger pitching staff. That brings up Ivan Perez. Ivan Perez did have a single in the first. And Enriquez does take off. He's going to be safe on a stolen base. Looks like the second baseman missed the tag. Looked like he had the opportunity, but he didn't complain too much about the call, so he must agree with the second base umpire and that he missed the tag there. So runners now at second and third on an 0-1 pitch here to Ivan Perez. Perez steps out of the batter's box here. Barker taking his time on the mound. Barker's already up to 44 pitches here in the third inning. There was another changeup, but Perez tries to slow his swing down, and he fouls that one off behind the first base dugout. So 0-2 pitch here. Again, fouls that one off behind the bleachers into the parking lot. That pitch well outside and high. Puts the first pitch in the ball category to Perez. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that is high as well, so Perez takes that, evens the count at 2-2. Trying to get him to chase that one. Puts the count full at 3-2. First base is unoccupied. So a walk here to Perez wouldn't be the worst thing, other than the fact that that'd load the bases and bring up Jose Bueno. But a hard hit ball into left center field. And folks, that is going to be a 3-run home run. And the left field, a hard collision with the fence, trying to make that grab, as that's about a foot over left center field fence. But Robinson crashes into the fence. Looks like he's going to be a little shaken up. Central Tigers coach is going to come out, meet with him. But a 3-run bomb by Ivan Perez, so he is 2 for 2, and that puts 3 more runs on the board for the Panthers, now leading 4-0. I don't think he realized how close he was to the fence there. And some of it, too, is there is a little bit of an incline right before the fence. And I'm sure that's a little bit of a wake-up call for Robinson, as he's feeling that one. Takes him a little time to shake off the cobwebs. Anktil 1-1 the count. He flied out to right his first plate appearance. Fouls that one off, so 1-2 here to Anktil. Chases after that fastball again. Barker doing a good job getting the Panthers to chase. That's his 4th strikeout of the ball game, and we're only 2 1/3 in. That's going to bring up Jose Bueno. Bueno grounded out to second. And he's going to hit a soft grounder over to the third baseman. It's going to be in the dirt at first, but he scoops that one up. So that's going to be the second out of the inning for the Tigers. And that's going to bring up Michael Johnson. I guess there's some people still struggling out there hearing me. I apologize for that. It was a 3-run bomb by Ivan Perez, but after Rudy singled and then Ant bunt singled. Check swing there by Johnson. Soft grounder over to second base. Almost beats that one out at first. That's a third out for Barker and the Tigers, but the Panthers score 3 in the bottom of the third inning to increase their lead 4-0. As they scored those 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, no runners left on base. Take a quick timeout and be back with you. The top of the 4th inning, Tigers up to bat.
Gorman leads it off as he'll ground out to Ant. Ant over to Suter for the first out of the inning. Herbig, the second baseman, batting third today, will step into the box. First pitch is taken for a low strike. Herbig 0 for 1 on the day. Tried to bunt his way on. Second pitch is also a strike. Good breaking ball by Brad there. 0-2 now to Herbig. Pitch is taken for called strike 3. The second out of the inning. Ejanique steps to the plate. 1 for 1. He singled to left his last at bat. First pitch is a strike. The 0-1 is swung on, hit to Mike Johnson. The throw to first, a little high, but it's in time for the third out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th, 4-0 Panthers. Jordan Pello will lead it off for the Panthers here in the bottom of the fourth against Barker. 4 strikeouts on the day so far for Barker. Pello 1 for 1 on the day so far with an RBI single. First pitch is swung on, line drive right to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. Ball was hit right at Gorman. Jordan Suter now out for the Panthers with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. He swings at the first pitch as well as he fouls this one off. Oh, it's going to land right in play, right down the right field line, just inside, and it's going to land for a single for Jordan Suter. 6 hits now for the Panthers. Sean Goodall steps to the plate with 1 down. And the first pitch is low. The 1-0 is swung on. A hit and run is on, but it's going to be hit right at second base as Herbig picks it up, steps on second, and throws to first in time for the double play. We'll head to the 5th. Still 4-0 Panthers. Eshelman will lead it off here in the top of the 5th against Brad Lindsley. Brad has only given up 1 hit so far through 4 innings. The first pitch is low for a ball. Eshelman had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. The next pitch is swung on and missed. The 1-1 just misses. Low for a ball. Now 2-1 to Eshelman. The 2-1 also misses, a breaking ball up and out. 3-1 now. The 3-1 in there for a called strike. Count now full. And the 3-2 is fouled back out of the stadium. The 3-2. It's fouled straight back again. And the 3-2 is down for ball 4. As Eshelman will be on to lead the inning off. Lee Stoops steps to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day, but definitely a threat here at the plate. Your first pitch is swung on, hit well to center, but it's going to hang up. Ivan Perez with the catch. Ball was hit well. Eshelman back to first with 1 down now in the inning. Boydicker steps up, his first plate appearance of the day, as he replaced Robinson in left field. First pitch is a called strike. And the 0-1 is in there for another called strike. 0-2 now. 1 down in the inning. Still only 1 hit allowed by Brad Lindsley so far. And the throw over to first. Eshelman back in time. And the 0-2 just misses outside the appeal to first. He did not go. 1-2 now to Boydicker. Another check over to first. Not in time. And the 1-2 is swung on and missed, pitch in the dirt. The throw to second is going to go into center. Eshelman will stay at second. 2 down now in the inning. Bauman steps in. The first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Bauman fly to right, his first at bat. Down 0-1. Next pitch is outside for a ball. Swung on and missed again for strike 2. Eshelman getting a good lead over at second. The 1-2 is popped up, but it's going to go foul. Count remains at 1-2 with 2 down here in the inning. The 1-2 again. Pitch is low. The appeal to first. He did not go. Count now 2-2. 2s across the board. The 2-2 misses again. Count now full. Brad now up to 50 pitches on the day. And the 3-2 is swung on, and it's going to be just foul down the first base line. And the 3-2. A great off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. And we'll head to the bottom of the fifth. No runs given up by Brad Lindsley. 4-0, Panthers with the lead. It'll be the top of the order here for the Panthers in the bottom of the fifth. Rudy Perez will lead it off. 1 for 2 on the day. He singled to left his last at bat, and he later scored. Barker still on the mound. His first pitch just misses for a ball. Barker at 61 pitches. The 1-0 is smacked just foul down the third base line. Count now 1-1 on Rudy Perez. The 1-1 bunted. Looks like a good bunt to the third base side. Rudy's in safe at first in plenty of time. So an infield single for Rudy Perez. Now 2 for 3 on the day. Anthony Enriquez steps in now. And it looks like they're going to call Rudy out. To me, it looks like they're going to say he stepped on home plate crossing when he was bunting. He was out of the box when he bunted. And after the talk with the home plate umpire, the call will remain. So 1 down now. The first pitch is swung on, hit deep to right center. And it's a home run for Anthony Enriquez. Ball was hit really well to deep right center. And it's going to be a solo shot for Enriquez. Ivan Perez steps in now. The first pitch is in there for a called strike. Ball is hit into right center. It's going to get down. Ivan's going to be in there with a single. Garrett Anktil steps in. One down here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch is swung on and missed. Big looping curveball. One and one now to Garrett. Excuse me. Garrett Anktil with one down here in the bottom of the fifth. Two and one now. The 2-1, Ivan is off. Pitch is swung on, hit sharply to third, knocked down, and the throw over to first is in time. So 2 down in the inning. Perez moves up to second, and now bring up Jose Bueno. And the first pitch to Bueno. It's a big looping curveball. It's going to be hit well out to right, but it's going to hang up for the third out of the inning. So the Panthers get one on a solo shot from Anthony Enriquez to deep right center field. We'll head to the top of the sixth. 5-0, York leads. Barnhart will lead it off here for Central Christian in the top of the sixth. The first pitch from Lindsley is a called strike on the outside half. Barnhart struck out his first at bat. Looks to bunt here, and he fouls it off. Count now 0-2. The 0-2 is low for ball one. Action now in the bullpen of Central Christian. Looks like it's going to be number 11, Day. And the 1-2 is a called strike three. The first out of the inning for Brad Lindsley. Kramer steps in now, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike. Kramer in the leadoff spot, 0-2 on the day. Second pitch is low for a ball. 1-1 now. Kramer shows bunt, and he fouls it back. Now 1-2 to Kramer. And the 1-2 swung right back to Lindsley, and the throw over to first for the second out of the inning. Another good play by Brad Lindsley on the mound. Gorman steps in, 0-2 on the day. The first pitch is swung on, hit to second to Rudy. The throw over to Suter in time for the third out of the inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the sixth with the 5-0 lead for York. Michael Johnson, Jordan Pella, and Jordan Suter due up in the bottom half. Barker remains on the mound for Central Christian. He's allowed 5 runs on 8 hits so far. He's at 70 pitches. And the first pitch to Michael Johnson is low for a ball. Mike Johnson is 0-2 on the day so far. He did reach on an error and then later scored. The second pitch is fouled down the third base line. The 1-1 from Barker is swung on into right. It's going to be cut off by the right fielder, so it's going to be a single for Michael Johnson. The single will bring up Jordan Pella with no one down in the inning. Pella is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single. The first pitch, he is swinging, hits a fly ball to right center, and there's some confusion in the outfield as the right fielder stopped and then the center fielder dove, and it's going to get down. Michael Johnson's going to be waved in, and he will score, and Jordan Pella is in with an RBI triple. So another run in for the Panthers. 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Jordan Suter now at the plate. First pitch is lined into left right by the third baseman as he also has an RBI. And the hit will bring a visit to the mound, and we will have a new pitcher for Central Christian. The new pitcher is going to be Sean Day, number 11. He'll inherit a runner at first base with no one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Jordan Suter is on first base after his RBI single to left, which will bring up Sean Goodall. So Sean Goodall steps in. 0 for 2 on the day. Had a nice hard hit his last at bat, but unfortunately it was right at the second base bag. The first pitch he sees is hit down the right field line, and it's going to be caught right on the line. The throw to first is not in time. The out will bring Rudy Perez to the plate. The first pitch to Rudy is low for a ball. Rudy is 1 for 3 on the day. with a single and a run scored. The thrower to first is not in time. "11 hits now for the Panthers to only 1 for Central Christian. The 1-0 is a high breaking ball. 2-0 now. The 2-0 is popped straight up, and the pitcher, Day, is going to make the grab for the second out of the inning. Anthony Enriquez steps back in. 2 for 3 on the day as he homered to right center field his last at bat. It was a solo shot. He's scored both times that he's been on base. The first pitch is low, nearly hits Enriquez. Suter over at first. The 1-0 from Day is swung on and missed. The 1-1 is hammered down the right field line. It's going to be just foul. Would have been Ant's second extra base hit of the day. Seven to 0 here in the bottom of the sixth. Two down. The 1-2 pitch is out for a ball. 2-2 now. The 2-2 hits him this time, as they'll put runners at first and second for the Panthers. With 2 on and 2 out, Ivan Perez steps to the plate. He is 3 for 3 on the day. He singled twice and then a 3-run shot to left center. And the first pitch to Perez is swung on again, hit deep to left center. This one's going to be caught near the wall, which will be the third out of the inning. A well-hit ball by Ivan Perez. So we'll head to the top of the seventh, 7-0, York leading. Back here in the top of the 7th, Lindsley with the first pitch is a called strike. And a swing and a miss by Herbig. Now down 0-2 in the count. Herbig is 0 for 2 on the day. As the 0-2 misses. 1-2 now. Brad is only at 64 pitches as he enters the top of the 7th. And the 1-2 is fouled straight back.
Daddy, I need help.
You have to figure it out. How'd you get in there?
I was stuck.
How'd you get in there?
The bag ache caught me in here.
He did. Well, maybe he'll stay away.
The 1-2 misses as well. The count now 2-2 to Herbig. The 2-2 is chopped, just foul of the third base line. Two and two to Herbig. The pitch is popped straight up foul. And once again, Herbig fouls it straight back. The 2-2 from Lindsley. Pitch is low in the dirt. Count now full.
Really bad? Okay, you want to put your jacket on?
The 3-2. It swung on and popped straight up. It's going to stay in play. And Mike Johnson comes in, but he cannot make the play. And no one's at third, but Garrett Anktil gets over the throw to third. The throw is high, and he's in safely. So the error is going to get Herbig all the way over to third base on the infield pop fly. And the first pitch to Ejanique is grounded over to Rudy Perez at second for the first out of the inning. But it will score Herbig for the first run of the ball game for Central Christian. Eshelman steps to the plate now. The first pitch from Lindsley is a ball. 0 for 0 on the day with a sac bunt and a walk. And he's now ahead in the count 2-0. The 2-0 is in there for a called strike. And the 2-1 is fouled off. 2-2 now. The 2-2 is taken just outside for ball 3. The 3-2 is swung on, lifted to center. Easy play for Perez for out number 2. Stoops now in. The first pitch he sees. He takes it for a ball. 1-0 to Lee Stoops. The 1-0 hit sharply to short. The throw over is in time for the third out of the inning. So 1 run in the inning for Central Christian. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 7-1, York leading. Garrett Anktel will lead it off for the Panthers here in the bottom of the 7th. Sean Day remains on the mound for Central Christian. An off-speed pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 now to Garrett. The 0-1, a high fastball and a swing and a miss. Now 0-2. The 0-2. Pitch misses down. The appeal to first, he did not go. 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Jose Bueno comes to the plate now with 1 down. Oh for 3 on the day is Bueno. The first pitch is in there for a called strike. And the 0-1 misses for ball one. 1-1 now to Jose Bueno. The 1-0 is in the dirt. Two and one now. A breaking ball is swung on and hit foul down the first base line. Two and two to Jose Bueno. He pitches swung on, hit right at the second baseman. He knocks it down, and the throw to first is in time for the second out of the inning. Mike Johnson now at the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. He singled his last at bat. He's also scored twice today. And the first pitch to Johnson is a called strike. The 0-1 is swung on, a diving play by the third baseman, goes off of his glove. There's going to be a throw to first, but it's not going to be in time. And Johnson is going to be on with the infield single. The single will bring Jordan Pella to the plate. Pella having a very good day. He's 2 for 3 on the day with a triple and 2 RBIs, and he also scored a run. And the first pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. And the time Pella did not get on, he had a line shot right at the shortstop. So swinging it very well on the day. The 0-1 is taken for a ball. The 1-1 is swung on, hit to the shortstop. It's going to be a tough play to throw to second, is not in time. So everyone is going to be safe, and the Panthers are going to have runners at first and second with 2 down. Jordan Suter now steps to the plate. So a strike to Jordan Suter. The 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. The 0-2 to Suter. Pitch is fouled away. He'll stay alive. Runners on first and second. The 0-2 is just fouled. So the count remains 0-2 to Jordan Suter. Suter is 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. He is singled to right and to left. The 0-2 is chopped at. Suter just gets a piece once again. Mike Johnson at second, Jordan Pella at first, with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch is swung on, hit to right. It's going to be a single for Suter. Johnson coming around. The throw to the plate is not in time. And another hit for Jordan Suter. The RBI single will bring Sean Goodall to the plate. 8-1 now. York on top. 14 hits now for the Panthers. And the first pitch is swung on, hit well, but it's going to be fouled down the left field line. Time is called as Goody steps out. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 run already in for the Panthers. The 0-1 from Day is low in the dirt, and it's going to get away from the catcher. Both runners are going to move up. So now both runners in scoring position. One and one now to Goody. The 1-1 is taken. 2-1 now. The 2-1 is swung on and hit straight back. Jordan Pella over at third and Suter at second. Goody at the plate. 2s across the board. The pitch is taken for a ball, which will put the count at 3-2 now. And the 3-2 is in the dirt, and the bases are now loaded for the top of the lineup. for the Panthers. Rudy Perez steps to the plate, 1 for 4 on the day. And the first pitch is a slow breaking ball, called for a strike. The bases are loaded with 2 down. The 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. So 0-2 now to Rudy Perez.
Daddy.
Pitch just misses as the left fielder sprints in as he thought it was the third strike of the inning. 1-2 now, the count.
What is that? Softball right there.
The 1-2 is swung on and hit straight back. Rudy stays alive as the count is 1-2.
What's that? What are those relations?
The 1-2 from Day. It's going to be hit towards the right side, and it's just going to get out of play for a foul ball.
I'm gonna go outside, okay, Dad?
It might have been caught by the first baseman, but either way, he was out of play. Again, the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 down. A 1-2 count to Rudy Perez. The pitch is swung on a line to right, and the right fielder makes a good grab down the line for the third out of the inning, and the Panthers are retired. We'll head to the 8th, 8-1. York leading. The first pitch from Lindsley is fouled back, and the second pitch is a called strike. So 0-2 to Boydicker. Next pitch is hit straight back to Brad once again in the out over at first for the first out of the inning. That is the third or fourth put out for Lindsley on the day. The first pitch to Bauman just misses for a ball. And a called strike, which even the count at 1-1. The 1-1 is chopped on the right side. It's going to be foul. Bauman 0 for 2 on the day. The 1-1 just misses, which will even the count at 2-2. The 2-2 to Bauman is swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Lindsley. Barnhart will step to the plate. He has struck out twice on the day, 0 for 2. The first pitch is swung on and missed. The 0-1. 1-1 now on Barnhart. The 1-1 misses, now 2-1 to Barnhart. 6 strikeouts on the day for Brad. Only allowing 1 hit and 1 run. The run was unearned. Pitch just misses inside, now 3-1 to Barnhart. 2 down here in the 8th inning. And a 3-1 misses low in the dirt, which will put Barnhart on with a walk. And the walk brings Kramer to the plate. And the top of the order. Kramer 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. 2 of them were back to Brad. And the first pitch is fouled back. The 0-1. This is for a ball. Kramer showed bunt. Showing bunt again, but it's back to Brad. It's going to be a tough play, but he recovers, but the throw is high, and it's going to get away from Suter. Barnhart will advance to third. Kramer is safe at first. Looks like he's a little shaken up on the plate. So runners on the corners with 2 down. The first pitch to Gorman is fouled back for strike one. Kramer at first, Barnhart at third. 2 down in the inning. The 0-1 is fouled back once again. Gorman is 0 for 3 on the day. He also has 3 groundouts. The 0-2, the runner is off to second. The pitch is fouled away, out of play. Count will remain at 0-2. Chris Costanza warming up in the Panther bullpen. This will be the 100th pitch from Brad Lindsley. The throw over to first is not in time. Kramer was off on the last pitch. The throw over, again, is not in time. Two down here in the inning. 0-2 to Gorman. Kramer's off again. The pitch is swung on and hit to right. It's going to be down for a hit. Kramer is going to go first to third as he was off on the pitch. And a run is in for Central Christian, which will bring a mound visit from Coach Wolf.
Stinks that it can't get a full 8, but
So Lindsley will exit here with 2 outs in the eighth inning. Chris Costanza now on the mound. 2 runs given up by Brad, but both were unearned. Only gave up 2 hits on the day.
yeah. Well, that last inning, I think he started is when he got hot.
So Brad leaves after 100 pitches. Chris Costanza now on the mound.
I don't remember how many strikes he had. 5.
The first pitch is in the dirt but swung on and missed. Herberg in the box. He's 0 for 3 on the day.
7.
Runners on first and third.
Alright, so Igor has a Friday night class?
The throw to first is close, but not in time to get Gorman.
I'll probably send Parker up there. She's not feeling the greatest, but I'll have her do it anyway. So, yeah. So, alright, or maybe we can get Brady.
0-1 to Herbig.
Hanging out down there.
The runner is off, and he's picked off. The throw to first and then to second is not in time.
Alright. Okay.
And it is then going to score a run from third as there was no throw home.
What? Oh, yeah. What? They stopped it. He took off. They took off at the same time on the double steal. But that one, was he even trying to steal? Or did he?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put it in.
The 0-2 is swung on, hit to center. It's going to land in front of Ivan Perez, which will then score another run, the third run of the inning for Central Christian. Gorman scores from second on the shallow fly ball hit from Herbig. That'll bring Ejanique to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Herbig at first. And the throw over is not in time. One and 0.
Echenique still in the batter's box. The 1-2 pitch misses. 2-2. Now the count. Runner is at first with 2 outs. The Tigers have scored 3 runs here in the top of the 8th inning. Move the score to 8-4. And a stolen base is going to be credited to Herbig. The 2-2 pitch, Herbig takes off, and it's going to be ball 3. So now count is full, 3-2. Costanza trying to get out of this inning. And ball 4 will put Costanza with 2 outs, runners at first and second. And that's going to bring up Ian Eshelman. So far, the Tigers scored 4 runs on the day, all 4 unearned. The bad part is it could get worse, as there are still 2 runners and still looking for that third out here for the Panthers, committing 2 errors on the afternoon.
Eshelman has reached base twice today. Once. He walked and he also had a sac bunt.
First pitch is outside of the strike zone for ball one. Costanza, a lefty, sidewinder, looking at a different angle for these Central Christian batters to see, and that pitch hits Eshelman on the hip. That's going to load the bases here. Still 2 outs. Coach Wall looking over at the bullpen saying hurry up here because Costanza's struggling a little bit. Ankdell understands what Walth is wanting, goes out onto the mound to slow things down a little bit more. Looks like Seth Walker in the bullpen for the Panthers, trying to warm up. Not sure how long he's going to need here, but the Panthers have the tying run coming into the batter's box, which is going to be Lee Stoops, the one hitter you don't want from the Tigers into the batter's box with the bases loaded. Of the 12 home runs on the season for the Tigers, he's got 10 of them. That pitch from Costanza misses.
He's over 3 on the day, but he had a deep line out to center back in the 5th inning.
Pitch does find the strike zone there to even the count at 1-1. That pitch well out of the strike zone. Obviously not trying to throw anything that Stoops is going to feel comfortable swinging at, trying to get him to chase after something. But obviously with the bases loaded, Costanza's got to be careful. And that's going to be ball 3. That one gets away from Ankdell, but Ankdell able to keep runners from advancing by keeping that in front of him. There's nothing calm about the Panther dugout right now, I can tell you that. They're all pacing and trying to figure out what they can do to help in this situation.
This is the tying run at the plate.
Hard hit ball over to Perez at second base. He tries an underhand scoop. We've seen that before with the glove. This time he actually takes it out, but almost throws it too high to Suter. Costanza gets us out of the jam. They do score 3 runs, though, in the top of the 8th inning to make this an 8-4 ball game. Again, all 3 of those runs are unearned. And due up for the Panthers in the bottom half of the inning will be Enriquez, Ivan Perez, and Garrett Ankdell. Anthony Enriquez stepping into the batter's box. Day on the mound for the Tigers. Enriquez trying to figure out where he's at. 2 for 3 on the afternoon. First pitch he sees, he's going to hit a hard one outside of the diving second baseman Herbig for a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Panthers trying to make sure this is the last time they bat in this game. Only trying to build their 4-run lead. That's hit number 15 on the day for the Panthers. And that does bring up Ivan Perez, who's 3 for 4 with that 3-run home run. Got a home run and 2 singles. Hard hit ball, but he lined out to center, left center, his last plate appearance, which was in the 6th inning.
PJ Matha now getting warm in the Panther bullpen. Pretty good chance we'll see him in the top of the 9th.
Second pitch, a high fastball, misses again. Perez ahead in the count, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch here from Day. Hard hit grounder over to the third baseman. Does a great job snagging that one. And that is going to be a 5-4-3 double play. So Ivan Perez hitting very well, hits a screamer over to the third baseman. That's the only way they're going to double him up at first. But a great play by Echenique at third. Thrown over to Herbig, over to Eshelman. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Garrett Ankdell. Ankdell does have 2 strikeouts on the afternoon. Watches the first pitch. Called strike. There's a high hit ball into shallow left field. It's going to be a trouble spot. Nope, not quite shallow enough. The left fielder, Bodeker, underneath that one. So it ends up being 3 up, 3 down after a leadoff single. So the Panthers looking to close things out here in the top of the 9th inning. It is going to be PJ Matha onto the mound for the Panthers to close things out. After Costanza goes a third of an inning, Brad goes 7 2/3. But back here at Levitt Stadium, top of the 9th inning, PJ Matha on the mound. Been a great closer for the Panthers so far this season. He's facing Bodeker from Central Christian. First 2 pitches are going to be strikes. As Matha 1.42 ERA in 31 2/3 innings. Time called by Bodeker. Steps back in. So the 0-2 pitch here from Matha. Now Matha starts to step off, and then Bodeker steps back out again. So little cat and mouse game here. Now the 0-2 pitch. Just missed low for ball one. Fastball just outside. So now 2-2. Fastball down the middle of the plate, called strike three. So strikeout number one for Matha. Two outs away from the win for the Panthers is going to bring up Taylor Bauman, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 3 on the afternoon with 2 strikeouts. Obviously, the Panthers like the batting position of the Tigers. Their 7-8-9 hitter is who they're facing here in the ninth inning. A swing and a miss for strike one.
Yeah, no hits from the 5 spot all the way down to the 9 spot in their order.
Well, again, you see 4 runs on the board, and you think that they've got a few hits, but they've only had 3 hits on the afternoon. A couple errors and some walks, allowed some base runners. That's going to be ball 4. The 3-1 pitch misses. That's his second. No, excuse me, that's his first walk. Michael Barnhart has a walk on the afternoon. Now he's stepping up to the plate here. Runner is at first with 1 out here in the ninth inning. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, does not chase after that one. That's a fastball on the outside part of the plate, called strike 2. So Matha ahead in the count here. Runner is at first. Barnhart. Off-speed pitch, has some movement, hangs, but not long enough as it drops out of the strike zone. Evens the count at 2-2. Fastball fouled off. Barnhart does a good job staying alive there. He has struck out twice looking and then walked his last at-bat. So you'd think he wants to be a little more aggressive at this at-bat. Change up there does not swing, and it just misses. Again, Matha was ahead in the count 0-2, now finds himself 3-2. Fastball down the middle of the plate. This is going to be hit into shallow right field. Pella unable to get there, and that's going to be runners at first and second for the Tigers.
Looked like a little jam shot right there.
And with 1 out, Tigers trying to rally again after scoring 3 in the 8th. Ankdale goes out and talks to Matha on the mound. Now they're back to the top of the batting order. So the Panthers look like they were in the home stretch there, having the 7-8-9 hitter, and now they earned a walk and then a 1-out single, and they're the top of the batting order.
Kramer's reached on an error his last at bat. That one's going to be struck into left field. It's going to be a hit. The throw to third is not going to get not in time, as 1 run will score, and runners are going to be on the corners.
So again, the Tigers doing what they need to here in game 1, Again, they're just wanting to spoil the party as they just are doing whatever they can to take one of these games, preventing us from getting a conference championship. Panthers need to focus on one before they get ahead of themselves. And again, the tying run is in the batter's box. Runners on the corners. Called strike, looked a little bit high, but Caleb Gorman, 1 for 4 on the afternoon with an RBI. Pitch is in the dirt. Ankdale does a great job not allowing Kramer to advance into scoring position. Soft hit grounder over to Enriquez. So they get the out at second, but not in time over at first. So 2 down now. A run does score. Barnhart from third scores to make this an 8-6 ball game. So 1 out away, but the tying run still comes to the plate. Christian Herbig. Herbig also 1 for 4 on the afternoon. Fouls off the first pitch. Those are the first 2 earned runs of the game for the Panthers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Trying to get him to chase after that one. He does check swing. They're going to appeal to first. He is not going to swing on that. So that's 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's an off-speed pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So P.J. Matha allows 2 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. But that's all, and the Panthers going to get game 1 by a score of 8-6. And the score looks a lot closer than what you would think as the Panthers out-hit the Tigers 15-5. Panthers take game 1. Game 2 scheduled for pretty close to 7 o'clock. It'll probably start about 6:45 or 6:50. And that'll be on the next channel. So we'll to go off the air for a little bit here, finish things up from game 1, and we'll be back with you for game 2 of York College versus Central Christian.